This is a plea/question to my fellow leftists. We have 3 years until the 2028 election for the next president. And if you're going to present me with a choice between a liberal and a fascist, and if I don't pick one, the rest of the country will. Because I am anti-fascist, I am going to vote for the liberal, even though I don't agree with everything they do, because I am against fascism. I don't want to get to the 2028 election when I'm faced between fascism and not fascism, and I make the choice of not fascism, and then leftists go, oh, you're a sellout. Liberals are just as bad as conservatives and fascists and all this stuff. And it's like, I'm trying to stop the advancement of fascism in America. I agree. We need more than two choices because the Democrats aren't going to move to the left if they have Republicans who can pull them to the right. Because who else are you going to vote for? Completely agree. Think the Democrats for too long have campaigned on the whole, we're the lesser of two evils. Our lesser of two evils politics is what has gotten us to this point, right? We need to push Democrats to not just say we're not as bad as the fascists, but actually actively make policy that would help us. There are still Democrats, progressive Democrats, who are willing to stop sending funding to Israel. There are still Democrats who are willing to address wealth inequality in this country, which is the biggest problem that Americans are facing right now, even though Republicans would have you believe it's something else, like trans people using the bathroom. If we want to get to a point where we have more than a choice between a liberal and a fascist, we need to start now. This is a plea to start the action now. Help me. I'm an idiot. What do we need to do to get from where we are now to a 2028 election where my only two choices are a liberal or a fascist? And the fascists are going to show up in mass to vote for the fascists. And when the fascists win elections, they take millions of people's health care away. They try to take our public lands away, although the only reason that didn't happen is because Republicans actually listened to their constituents and took it out of the bill. They take away public education and public research funding, making us dumber so we are more susceptible to their brainwashing propaganda. They make ICE, their literal Gestapo, the organization in America that has the most funding and the largest budget, even more than the FBI and the CIA, to continue advancing genocide in America. Are Democrats as bad as Republicans? Yeah, they're doing nothing to stop us from descending into fascism, but they're being passive while the Republicans are the ones actively descending us into fascism. Yes, they're both capitalist parties. Yes, on the broader scheme, they're both voting to send money to Israel to continue its genocide. But I have a hard time saying Democrats are just as bad, especially given that blue states are statistically safer, they run better, they contribute more to our American economy than red states. I think they're doing more to help people. They're not doing enough, agreed. They are not good, agreed. But are they as bad as Republicans? And if you don't think that voting can save us, if you don't think it's realistic to get a progressive in on the Democratic nomination, or to get a third party in there somehow. Sorry, dingleberry break. Helpless animal. Maybe stop eating grass and you won't have grass stuck in your ass. Anywho, I don't remember what exactly I was saying. How do we either get to a point where we have a progressive option that we can vote for president, whether that's through a third party or amplifying the voice of one of the progressive Democrats, that we don't let the Democrats cook the primaries again, which I agree that they're doing, or where a third party option is available and can actually compete with the Democrats or the Republicans. Because if we get to the point where the liberal and the fascist are the two choices, then the progressives and the leftists have already lost. If you don't think that voting is the way, okay, what do we do to do this revolution that you want to do? How do we get from where we are now to the revolution? I'm down. Tell me what to do. Tell me, where do I sign up? I'm not a smart person when it comes to these things. I just see that there's a lot of words and not a lot of proposed actions. So what do? We need grassroots campaigns. We need some kind of leader. Maybe we need a list of grievances. But first and foremost, we need solidarity. Can agree that we don't like capitalism and that both of these parties are upholding capitalism. And both of these parties are bought and paid for by big money. And we need to take big money out of politics. And we need to dismantle Citizens United. Yes, agree. Yes. Next,